is 27 News First this morning.
Now at 6 a.m., two robbers get away with cash and belongings during a holdup at a fast food restaurant overnight, but not before trying to prevent the workers from calling for help.
We'll have the latest, and also the trial is set to begin today for a Kentucky woman accused of murdering her husband right at his law office.
And why it's Christmas in July for an organization hoping to help children. Those stories and more in breaking news as it happens coming up on 27 News First this morning. Top of the morning to you. Welcome in. It's your Monday. Hope you had a good weekend, everybody, and you're ready to go in this brand new week. I'm Bill Bryant.
I'm Stacy Ellison. Good morning, everyone. Monday it is. Let's get up and at 'em and get it going. It's the 23rd of July. We're moving on through this month.
July weather, though.
Yeah.
Certainly, no question about that. Some hot days ahead. Let's check in with meteorologist Todd Borick in our First Alert Weather Center before a lot of news this morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Already feeling the humidity outside, and well, the heat is certainly going to follow as well. Let's take a look at live First Alert Defender. Relatively quiet across the Commonwealth. That stray little cell that popped up over Floyd County has fizzled out. Now we're holding in the 70s, 73 Lexington, Jackson, and Danville, 73 as well in Ashland. So a hot and humid week, highs in the upper 80s, lower 90s. That heat index could push toward 100 degrees each and every afternoon, but we also have the chance for some scattered showers and storms. Nothing like we saw late last week. We do have some minor relief in that 7-day forecast. We'll talk about that in my main weather.
All right, we'll take what we can get, and we thank you. We begin this morning with breaking news. Police are searching for suspects at this hour. They're wanted for a shooting that has killed a teenager.
Within just the last hour, Frankfort police confirmed to WKYT a 16-year-old boy was killed at Austin Park Apartments on Bypass Plaza Drive. WKYT's Brittany Paulette's live there now with the latest as to what clues police have. Brittany.
Good morning, guys. Yeah, the 16-year-old victim was found just outside of the dumpster. You can see in the distance behind me the wooden panels there. His body was found when police arrived on the scene. Now, the Frankfort police just left the scene moments ago, but the investigation is still very much ongoing this morning. Now, Frankfort police were called out around just before 2 o'clock this morning outside of the Austin Park Apartments. Frankfort police found the shooting victim again on the ground outside of the dumpster in this complex. Now, the victim just identified as a 16-year-old male. Police say that the victim suffered from multiple gunshot wounds, and police are currently searching for two men that they believe are connected to the shooting that happened here. They were last seen driving away from the scene in a white two-door Honda.
At this point, the investigators are on the scene. They're collecting physical evidence, interviewing whatever witnesses may be, and so the investigation is active and ongoing.
And Frankfort Crime Stoppers now offering up to a $1,000 reward for information that leads to the arrest in this deadly shooting case. Again, at this hour, so far, no arrests have been made. But coming up at 6:30, you're going to be hearing from some people that live in this apartment complex that say things like that just don't happen here. We are live in Frankfort. Brittany Paulette's WKYT 27 News First.
All right, Brittany, thank you very much. We'll keep posted with you as the morning rolls on. At 6:03, also new this morning, a chilling shift for workers at a fast food restaurant overnight. They were locked in the freezer of the Burger King at New Circle and Russell Cave in Lexington while a robbery took place. WKYT's Victor Puente is live there with the latest as to how they got out. Victor, good morning.
Good morning, Stacy. They're back open for breakfast here at the Burger King just off New Circle Road near Russell Cave. But those employees were prisoners inside their own restaurant during this robbery. The robbery started just before 12:30. That's when police say two men entered the restaurant through a side door and robbed the two employees who were inside. Now, one of those men had a knife, and during the robbery, those employees were locked in the freezer. Police tell us they were inside for 10 to 20 minutes before getting out on their own. And once they called police, search dogs were brought out to track those suspects.
K9 established a track that led to Holler Creek. We were not able to locate the suspects. The track went dead on Holler Creek, and that's what we have at this time.
Those robbers got away with some cash as well as an employee's wallet and cell phone. Police tell us they covered their faces with bandanas during the robbery. They're still looking for those two men. Live in Lexington, Victor Puente, WKYT 27 News First.
All right, Victor, we thank you. In just a few hours from now, potential jurors will begin making their way into a Southern Kentucky courtroom. It's as attorneys try to seat a jury in London for the murder trial of Lisa Gilliam. Prosecutors say she shot and killed her husband, Larry Gilliam, inside his law office last year. Lisa Gilliam has since bonded out of jail on a $100,000 cash bond. We could learn more today about the deaths of two people who were found inside a burned pickup truck in eastern Kentucky. A call led police to an abandoned mine off Mullins Branch Road in the Topmost community late Friday night. There, police found the bodies of two people inside. Both the truck and the bodies are at the state medical examiner's office in Frankfort. Officials are waiting for autopsy results before even releasing the victims' names.
6:05, and the suspect in the mass shooting at a Colorado movie theater is scheduled to make his first court appearance today. Officials say James Holmes has not been cooperating with investigators as they look into this movie theater massacre. We first brought you the story as it was breaking Friday morning, and police say Holmes went into the theater and shot and killed 12 people and injured 58 more. At least 11 people are dead, 12 others injured after a single vehicle crash in Texas. Take a look at this video shot and sent to us overnight. Police say 22 people were in the Ford F-250 pickup when it crashed into large trees in South Texas. Several of the surviving victims now have life-threatening injuries.
Back in Lexington, for the second time in just 2 weeks, a church has been hit by thieves. The pastor of Victory Christian Church says the crooks first got away with an air conditioning unit. Then weeks later, he says the thieves got in through a window and searched all around, rummaged through the church office, but apparently left empty-handed.
And the officer that came told me that these kind of thefts are increasing. He said more than he's ever seen it.
Pastor Wagner there says he is looking into ways to better protect the church in the future. We're tracking another crime trend going on in Lexington this morning. Police say someone broke into the Little League concession stand at Ecton Park over the weekend. That's on Turkey Foot Road. The league told our reporter that police say 3 other concession stands have recently been broken into as well.
Well, one organization is raising money for children with a Christmas twist. It's an event called Hillbilly Christmas in July, and it's how the organization is raising money for Shriners Hospital in Lexington. Members ride in on motorcycles every year to support this cause, and they did just that over the weekend. Last year, volunteers said they didn't have a very merry weather situation, but this year, the skies were clear.
The ride was great. The past 2 years, we've had a lot of rain. This year we got sunshine, and you can see what that's done for us. And happy to say that, you know, we have a lot of kids in our area, and to have the support that we have right here to come out, good things are going to happen.
Well, there you go. In yesterday's drawing, one person won a brand new motorcycle, something they can ride next time they come through.
Well, good morning. There are no wrecks right now here in Lexington, and traffic looks great on the inner and outer loops of the circle. Just had a look at I-75 north and southbound. Normal start between the southern split, the northern split here in town, and it looks like if you're coming in from Madison County this morning, so far so good from Richmond. Let's get a look outside right now, and we'll show you what's happening as you head out the door with a live look outside at Harrodsburg in the circle through the Double Diamond crossover. No problems at all to report there. Traffic looks great. As far as your drive times go, should be okay on the way in from Frankfort to Lexington, Richmond to Man of War, and Georgetown to Newtown Pike. A normal ride, about 15 minutes. Now back to you in the studio.
Don, thank you very much, and keep us informed. We're heading toward the morning rush. It really gets busy between 7 and 8, especially in Lexington. 9 minutes after 6, 27 News First this morning. We're just getting started on WKYT.
We may be only one day away from learning about Apple's next big bite. What the company may unveil as early as tomorrow.
Also this morning, why there was concern leading up to this implosion that brought down an old hotel.
Temperatures right now are in the 70s. The humidity is on the way up once again. Get ready. We have more in the way of scattered showers and storms. My forecast next.
Now, 27 First Alert weather.
Well, good morning. I'm meteorologist Todd Borick. A mild and muggy start outside. Get ready for a hot and humid week ahead. Let's take a look at live sky camera. Waiting for the sun to rise up over the horizon. It's going to be a beautiful start outside. Fisher sunrise 6:34. Sunset tonight 8:55. Live First Alert Defender showing lack of precipitation around here. A couple of cells over parts of Indiana and Ohio. We'll continue to track them mainly off to our north. So mild and muggy through the 8 o'clock hour, 75, 86 degrees. An isolated storm is possible as we head through the afternoon hours. These pop-up showers of storms are expected. 91 the high with the heat index approaching 100 degrees. These scattered showers we see this afternoon, nothing like we saw late last week. All the heavy rain, the severe weather, that is not expected for today. Still looking at a rainfall deficit. Lexington 3.5 inches below normal for the year. Frankfort and London are a little worse than that. Jackson picking up a lot of rain recently. Look at that, the deficit less than an inch now. 72 in Danville, 73 Jackson, Lexington, 73 as well in Ashland this hour. Those dew points already in the upper 60s. We're on the eastern edge of a ridge of high pressure. The ridge is over Kansas, so all these showers of storms, these short waves being forced up and around that ridge. But we're close enough to the edge, though, that would not be surprised if we get in at least a few isolated showers of storms for far northeastern and eastern Kentucky as we approach noon. A better bet for more scattered showers of storms during the heating of the day, those pop-up afternoon showers of storms that are common during the course of the hot and humid summer months. Here we are near Tuesday, a better bet for more widespread shower activity as this cold front ends up dragging across the Commonwealth. So highs today, 91 degrees in Lexington, 92 in Paris, Maysville coming in at 90 degrees with a couple of isolated to scattered showers and storms during the course of the afternoon. Same type of coverage into parts of southern Kentucky. Somerset 88 degrees, Campbellsville coming in at 92, 88 in Barberville. And into eastern Kentucky, since you're closer to the periphery of the ridge, those temperatures might be a little bit cooler just because these showers and storms may pop up earlier. 86 for high in Paintsville. You'll be able to check out Saturn and Mars in the west-southwest sky about an hour after sunset tonight. So you're looking about 10 o'clock tonight, and that will be a waxing crescent moon, meaning that each and every day the moon will be getting brighter, the shadow will be decreasing. But each and every afternoon looks like a chance for some scattered showers and storms, mainly during the afternoon hours. A very similar pattern each and every day with two chances of cold fronts, one tomorrow, another one on Friday. Look at that cold front on Friday, knocking our temperatures down a whole 5 degrees, at least in terms of the afternoon highs, yeah.
It's going to be a hot one, huh?
Yeah, just a very typical late July heading into August type of week.
Yeah, that's where we are. All right, Todd, thank you. 6:15 right now.
A New Orleans hotel is no more.
The former Palace Hotel was imploded to make way for the construction of a new university medical center. A fire was reported at the hotel just last week. Demolition experts later determined everything was safe to go ahead for the implosion, which went off, as you can see, as planned. Always neat to watch, though.
Well, they are. I mean, weeks and weeks and weeks of planning, and then in a matter of seconds, it's over in a cloud of dust. There you go. When 27 News First this morning returns.
An automaker is promising plenty of power coming from a new electric van. Wait until you hear just how much. Coming up on WKYT this Monday morning.
Good morning. No delays due to collisions right now. Do and remind you to be working in the Hamburg area today. Starshoot Parkway near Manowar. That'll start after 9 o'clock. You'll see lane closures in that area. Let's get a look outside right now, and we'll show you what's happening as you plan to head out the door this morning. No problems on the interstate. 75 looks good. So does 64. As far as your drive times are concerned, right now, no trouble to report. From the Parkway to the airport, Paris to Lexington is 16 minutes, and Winchester to the Split will take about 18. We'll keep you up to date. Now back to you in the studio.
We know you will, and we thank you, Don. And it's now 6:19, and it's going to be a big week for corporate earnings. Apple is out with its results tomorrow. Wall Street and Main Street are hoping the company will give a release date for the new iPhone 5. It's expected to be thinner than the current model. Late fall has been all the talk. All right, on Wall Street, stocks slumped to the end of the week on renewed worries about Spain's economy. The Dow slid 121 points. The Nasdaq fell nearly 41. Both indexes now have wiped out their gains for July.
At 6:20 in the week ahead, expect reports on new home sales, home prices, durable goods orders, and consumer sentiment. Wall Street is also bracing for grim news about economic growth. Economists believe the economy grew about 1.3% last quarter. And Ford says a plug-in electric version of its new C-Max small van will be able to go more than 20 miles on battery power alone. The C-Max Energy plug-in is expected in showrooms this fall. It's said to have a range of 550 miles on a tank of gas.
All right, improvements are slowly coming with the...
Well, that's a long way to go without filling up.
That's right. Our time this morning, 6:21. Good morning again. Glad you're with us on WKYT as we get this Monday rolling.
We're following the news of the day and, of course, keeping an eye on traffic and keeping an eye to the skies. Todd is as well, to let you know what to expect as you head out and get going on this Monday morning. You're watching 27 News First this morning on WKYT.
Well, good morning, Kentucky. It's mild, it's muggy outside. That's going to lead to a hot and humid afternoon. 72 in Danville, London, and Middlesboro, Lexington, Jackson, Ashland, Covington, all at 73 degrees this hour. So already off to a decent start. Showers and storms heading through parts of Indiana, Ohio, and West Virginia as we move through the afternoon hours, though. The heating of the day could actually spark a few showers and storms this afternoon. Certainly nothing like what we had late last week, but any one of these showers and storms could pop up in a short period of time. High around 91. Pet pick this hour. We're looking at Tippy Toes, who really can't affirm one way or the other whether or not she is honored or he. You can't quite tell. We appreciate you sending that picture, Regina. You can upload your pics at WKYT.com. Let's go to sports.
It is an important recruiting time for the college basketball season, and Coach Calipari has been hot on the recruiting trail. And even with his recruiting success, he says that his staff and him have to guard against complacency. Cal releasing a letter to the fans this weekend on his website saying in part, "I look at this as though we are pushing a snowball down the hill. At some point there's going to be a hill and we're going to have to go up. But the harder we push now and the faster we get this thing rolling now, the easier it will be to overcome that hill later." End quote. You can read the entire letter on CoachCal.com. Final day of the NBA Summer League in Las Vegas on Sunday. Bulls taking on the Bucks. Marcus Teague almost has the ball stripped away, but he gets over to Oleg Kurzik for the finish. Teague with just 6 points on 3 of 11 shooting. Deron Lamb playing well for Milwaukee gets the jumper to go right there in the third quarter. Lamb, he scores 16 as the Bucks rout the Bulls 113-68. NBA free agent Nazr Mohammed will soon enter his 15th season in the NBA, tying him with Dan Issel for the longest pro career by any former Wildcat. And ESPN is reporting that his 15th NBA season will be in Chicago. Mohammed had his choice between the Nets and the Bulls, and he appears to have picked the Bulls. Mohammed is a Chicago native. He averaged 3 points and 3 rebounds a game last season for the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Reds have been red hot, beating the Brewers Sunday 2-1. That completes the 3-game sweep. And speaking of the Reds, Barry Larkin spent 19 seasons in Cincinnati as the Reds shortstop. And on Sunday in Cooperstown, Larkin took his rightful place among baseball's all-time greats in the Hall of Fame. The Cincinnati native played his entire career for the Reds before retiring from the game in 2004. And that's a look at sports. Have a great day, everyone.
All right, we thank you and hope you have a good day as well. 6:27 our time on WKYT and your morning news on a Monday. A lot more ahead.
Yes, we're following several stories, including this one. A man who escaped from a prison van plans to take his defense to a federal judge today. What he plans on arguing coming up.
Also, we'll check in with our crew in Frankfurt on what they're learning about an overnight shooting that has killed a teenager. This is 27 News First this morning on WKYT.